Hey, what's up, guys? This is Astranox. Today I'm going to be talking about the balance adjustment for Soul Bad Guy and Elphelt Valentine. Man, I'm really excited about Elphelt. She's going to be extremely powerful. Like, these changes are definitely game-changing, and we're going to be seeing more of her. And I feel good about using her on my first account. She's got plus 10 skill ups. Skill 2 and 3 are maxed out. I will work on skill 1 before this happens. So very, very excited about that. And Soul Bad Guy, he's also getting some buffs. Something got changed that some players are not too happy about, so I'll talk about that. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about these changes in the comment section. Soul Bad Guy, we're going to be getting him for free. Just log in during the Guilty Gear collaboration, which is coming up real quick. Elphelt Valentine, way more worth it than before. Now, way more usable. So I feel like a lot of players might be pulling for her, especially when you have Dizzy or Baiken already. So yeah, I would definitely be pulling for her if you feel like she's going to add up to your roster, because she's going to be quite game-changing, guys, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. So Soul Bad Guy, let's talk about him real quick, guys. I'll be streaming tomorrow, guys, for the hero that we're buffed already, so stay tuned for that. Follow me on Twitch if you still haven't. Man, the 3-week side story, I grinded that in 1 day on all 4 accounts, and then I pushed from mid challenger to champion on my 4th account, my 8-month-old account. I did it, so I'm happy about that. And I did it on account number 1 because I got decayed a bunch of times. I didn't play for a few days. And account 2 and 3, I didn't worry about it. I just got master. I didn't care about the frame, but I could have done champion on all 4. It's just time restraint and all that. So yeah, Soul Bad Guy, what is changing here? You don't need to land a critical hit to get the 20 fighting spirit with skill 1. So you could have a counter attack happen and you will be getting the fighting spirit, and you could be building him without 100% crit chance. Very cool. And if you're missing stuff like that, you're still getting the fighting spirit, so I like that. So the tooltip of the passive that was on skill 2 before, the Roman cancel, is now part of the skill number 1. It says now that it will activate when the fighting spirit is at 100. What is important to understand is that what is happening, right, is that, oh my god, what is happening with this? So the Roman cancel, right, it trigger when your fighting spirit reach 100 after you attack, and before it was activating after an ally's turn. So it could be after your turn or after an ally's turn. So I didn't like that. Now it's better, because if he's doing it right after he attacks, that means that he will be dealing burst damage, synchronized burst damage, which could be deadly when they have some sustain on their side. But then there's another problem, is that to wait for you yourself to attack. So what if you already got to 100 fighting spirit and then you trigger a bunch of counter attack after that? You're not triggering that Roman cancel, right? So that's kind of weird there. And then the passive, right, the volcanic viper. Now you are getting 20% combativeness and 20 fighting spirit when you trigger this thing. When the enemy uses a non-attack skill, that's happening, right? And then when suffering an attack that targets all allies, activates volcanic viper against the attacker. So that's real interesting right there. You could be building him more bruisery in PvP now and potentially be deadly. But then you could have like a Cerise just bait him into triggering that, and then it's on a 2-turn cooldown, and it will not trigger when they use a non-attack skill because it's on cooldown already. So I don't like that, because he's gonna attack Cerise with the invulnerability buff, because she already did her AoE. So who cares that he's fire versus ice? So that there's some ways to like mess up with him, so that's not cool. So let us know what you guys think about that in the comment section. And also, some players are not happy about this part here. So when the caster is attacked by an elite or boss monster, it will not trigger, you know, the volcanic viper. So it was used for burst damage in certain hunts, especially Golem. We care about Golem that much though. Like, the set value is not so good, but still, yes, he was good setup for like one shot or speed pumps. And some players are not too happy about that. But it opens up different playstyles with him because of the way he works now. And I feel like he's going to cycle faster because of the combat readiness that he's getting in 20 fighting spirit that he's getting. I think he's going to get a free attack, and it could be a follow-up with skill 1 or skill 3 if you have it ready. I feel like pretty good about this hero, and I feel like you could have him built, one for PvE and one for PvP with the skill ups. And also he's getting more HP, 202 more, so that's really cool right there. Now something that's really interesting is that skill number 3 now after attacking inflicts additional damage regardless of whether the attack hits. So what that means is that if you're missing your attack, right, evasion based heroes, elemental disadvantage, or maybe it still deals that extra damage. So this is extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. This is like the artifact. My god, how did I forget the name? Anyways, the artifact, you need to have it maxed out, this 5-star artifact, to deal the damage after your single target attack to deal extra damage. So now it's built into his kit, so you can take out Kairon, right? You dispel all his, you deal damage, you trigger his what's called Immortality, and then that Immortality is gone, that immunity buff is gone, and then he applies unable to be buff debuff, and then boom, that extra damage happens, and then you don't have to worry about him. He's out of the equation, so you can still counter Kairon with him. You don't need to wear that artifact. So that is very interesting right there, because you can, it opens up different options for him. You could be going with Portrait of the Saviors, you could be going with Sigurd Side or different warrior artifacts instead of that one. So very cool. You don't need to worry about maxing it. So I'm interested about how we're going to come up with different builds for Soul Bad Guy and how players will be using him in PvP. So yeah, I mean, he's a free hero, so that's nice. That's nice. And you're going to have a full memory imprints as well, so that's defense and or attack for himself, I believe. Yeah, interesting. Elphelt Valentine. Now she's going to be crazy, guys. More damage on skill 1, very welcome, because it was low. I like that. Now I'll talk about skill number 3 because you combo skill 3 into skill 2. I've used her before. She's a plus 10 skill ups on account number 1. I've used her on the Rage set with Song of Star. She dealt some decent damage, right? Even after I put Godly Gear on her and I have Rage set and I have a bunch of debuffs and the star are aligned because Song of Star landed the target debuff. I didn't get the 15% innate resist to kick in because I didn't soul burn to ignore effect resistance with skill number 3, which is still there, right? You can do that. So now she dispels 2 buff from the enemy instead of 1. And what is the takeaway here is that she's dispelling before dealing the damage. Now that is insane. This is like Clary, this is Archdemon Shadow. This means that if they are evasion based heroes, they have evasion buff. You are at elemental disadvantage. This is happening, guys. This is happening, and unless the 15% innate resist gets you, so you should probably soul burn if you don't like that. Spell 2 buff, they have Fallen Cecilia protecting your immunity, boom, they're gone. And then you attack, and then you have a 100% chance to put the target to sleep for 2 turns. Not a 1, 2 turns. And defense break for 2 turns. So now you can be using skill 3 as a crowd controlling effect. Put that target to sleep, work on another one. Maybe you're using a control team and you already have another target sleeping. So you put someone that didn't get put to sleep, and then you work on another one, and if you take out that target with skill number 2, well, first things first, skill number 2, right? Because skill 3 you get an extra turn right after you use it, very strong. Soul burn is 20 souls, you ignore effect resistance. Now skill 2, you deal the damage, right? And then you get attack buff for the whole team. So that is an insane setup, because she goes skill 3 into skill 2, she dealt damage, she crowd controlled a target, and she got defense break on that target. And then, boom, you have attack buff for your whole team. Nice. And then when the enemy is asleep, you don't need to defeat the target to defense break the whole team now. You are just required to attack a target that is sleeping, and then you defense break the whole team. So what is really strong about this is that the defense break is not a hit. Defense break is like Falconer Clary skill 3. The defense break is like, you don't have to worry about elemental disadvantage. You don't have to worry about missing. This is extremely powerful, and this is like Galleon in Summoner's War, if you know about that game. An attack buff and a defense break in one skill. So there is a condition that the target needs to be asleep, but that you have that with skill number 3, which is not going to be that hard to set up, or you could have someone else have sleep going before her. I love this. This is going to enable so many crazy stuff, and you don't even need to have such amazing gear on your team to deal big damage because of her. Or you could have your team fairly tanky. She could be like played in different, like, various team compositions, various play styles. She could work with control, she could work with the speed cleave, she could work with speed, single target burst, she could work with bruisery teams. Like, there's a lot of things that open up because defense break is game changing, but you also have attack buff. Attack buff is guaranteed no matter what, and then unless you have an able to buff debuff, and then the decreased defense, well, it shouldn't be hard to meet that condition because you have it as part of the kit. So you have both, you're gonna melt. Like, it's not even funny. It's gonna be, you're gonna hit so hard against whoever you're gonna be attacking, really. And I love this. I love this. So you can see the skill enhancement, like some damage was reduced here, but overall the damage was increased. Damage dealt increased, right? And then you also have damage dealt proportional number of debuffs inflicted on the enemy increased. So you got some double dipping on this hero because the more debuffs they have, the more damage you're dealing. So, and if you have like a rage set, that's even more damage on top of it all. And then if you have Song of Star artifact, you land target debuff, that's even more damage, which target debuff is more damage, right? And then that's also more damage because you have another debuff on the target, which is completely insane. I feel like the damage is going to be really high on her, and you won't need some crazy gear. So you could have her build super fast. If she goes as your first damage dealer to do the setup of getting the attack buff going and doing some crowd control, potentially defense break, this will enable so many crazy things. And I can't wait to try her out, guys. So let us know what you guys think about her in the comment section. Are you going to be pulling for Elphelt Valentine? Do you feel good about these changes? What do you think about Soul Bad Guy? Do you like these changes? Were you using him before, or maybe you're gonna start using him now? And I feel like you could have one build for PvP, one build for PvP with like skill ups, or maybe the same. But like I say that because maybe the one for PvP is gonna be built more like a bruiser build. You're gonna have some survivability. He's got more HP now, so you could build health, defense on him, and then have like big attack, let's say. You don't need to worry too much about the crit chance that it's maxed out. So pretty cool. Now, Elphelt Valentine, I like that she gets the attack buff instead of the crit chance buff, because you can put the attack buff to good use way easier than the crit chance buff. Because if you need to rely on a crit chance buff in a PvP team, in RTA, it doesn't mean you're going to be able to draft that hero. Maybe that hero will not work versus what you're playing. So I feel really good about that. Can always use that attack buff. But the crit chance buff is going to be harder, because if you itemize your heroes to benefit from the crit chance buff and you can't bring that buffer in the team, or they're going heavy ice and Elphelt doesn't fit, like then C-Dom maybe doesn't fit too well or something like that. I like that it's attack buff. This is definitely going to be a game-changing hero, and the drawback is that she's fire, but if they're going hard on the earth heroes, then that's a good thing. But you should draft her at the end, not early on, because of course they're going to counter you with a bunch of ice heroes. Maybe you're going control, maybe you're going to be drafting a bunch of like limited heroes like Fairytale, Tenebria, Dizzy, and then that means they cannot take those heroes, and those are ice limited heroes, so that means like Elphelt's not going to be at elemental disadvantage, right? But if they pick Seaside Bellona, that could be problematic because she's going to be hard to take out. She's ice, and the constant damage toward you could definitely melt you up. But I feel like you could build her with high damage, you could build her with high speed and still have enough damage. I feel like you could build her even more. I don't know about bruisery, I don't know what her survivability is like, but you could sort of like do that as well. And yeah, that's definitely going to be super fun and exciting. Can't wait to show Caides this hero once again, because I've done it before. You can go check it out, guys. But now, man, I feel good about this. I definitely feel good. I can't wait to see the numbers, though. Yeah, let us know what you guys think about all these changes in the comment section. Follow me on Twitch if you still haven't. And if you're looking for an emulator to play Epic 7 or other mobile games, I got one in the comment section, the one that I use personally. It works great. And if you prefer to play on phones, that's how I play my 4 accounts, like all at the same time. Got a great one, High Performance, in the comment section as well. Well, it's there as well, and also in the description of the video. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.